From Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, it's the matchup that I wanted to avoid in the dream season because these are foes from the same calendar year, but it can no longer be avoided. We are up to game 13 of the 18-game payoff pitch dream season. And there are 6 games left to go. The 1977 New York Yankees are 7-5 and tied for 3rd place in the battle for the American League pennant. And the 1977 Boston Red Sox are 6-6 and tied for 4th place in the battle for the American League pennant. And all of that is important because we're only taking the top 5 teams from each league into the playoffs. It's very likely these 2 teams are battling for what may be only one spot. But because of the flex schedule, it's time to see who comes out on top. So this 3-game series will determine a tiebreaker between these 2 teams if it comes to that. Of course, if one of these teams sweeps, then there ain't gonna be no tie. That's gonna knock the team that's on the losing end of that right out of the playoff picture. If the Yankees take 2 of 3, they will be 9-6, and that would put the Red Sox at 7-9, so they'd be probably on the outside looking in. So the Red Sox need 2 of 3. They really need a sweep, but they got to have 2 of 3, and it's going to be tough. They're playing in the Bronx. Let's give you the lineups for the visiting 1977 Boston Red Sox. Rick Burleson leads off at short. Fred Lynn bats second in center field. Jim Rice bats third at DH. Carl Yastrzemski bats 4th in left field. Carlton Fisk bats 5th and does the catching. Bernie Carbo bats 6th and will play right field. George Scott bats 7th and will play first base. Butch Hobson bats 8th and will play third base. And Denny Doyle bats 9th and plays second base. Pitching for the 1977 Boston Red Sox tonight, it's Reggie Cleveland. 11-8 with a .426 earned run average, 27 starts, 9 complete games, and 190 innings pitched. For New York, the lineup looks like this. Mickey Rivers leads off in center field. Roy White bats second in left field. Thurman Munson bats third and does the catching. Reggie Jackson bats 4th, and he's the DH tonight. Chris Chambliss bats 5th and plays first base. Greg Nettles bats 6th and plays third base. Lou Piniella bats 7th and plays right field. Willie Randolph bats 8th and plays second base. And it's Bucky Dent at shortstop batting 9th. On the mound is the wounded veteran Catfish Hunter, 9-9 with a .471 earned run average, 22 starts, 143 innings pitched. He gets the honors in game 1 of this one. We are ready to go with the Red Sox needing 2 of 3 and a sweep if they can get it, and the Yankees having the key to knock those Red Sox right out of the playoff picture, if they can. Catfish Hunter winds and pitch to Rick Burleson. And that's ball 4, not the start he wanted, as Rick takes first base. He'll bring up Freddie Lynn, center fielder. 266 in 77 against right-handed pitching for Freddie. Hunter to the belt, checks Burleson at first. The pitch is a line drive base hit center field. There, Mickey Rivers on a hop. He charges and gets the ball in. Burleson will stop at second, and that'll get Rice to the plate with 2 on and nobody out. 3:08 for Jim. versus righties on the 77 season. Hunter to the belt. The pitch, he walked him. The bases are dripping with Red Sox in the top of the first, and there is nobody out. Billy Martin, concerned about his wounded warrior out on the mound. It's going to be Gil Patterson starting to throw in the Yankee bullpen. Carl Yastrzemski comes to the plate, Yankee infield at double play depth. Hunter to the belt. The pitch to Captain Carl, which is what I call him too, Al. It's what I call him too. He walked him. He walked in a run. It's 1-0 Red Sox, and there's much joy in Beantown. 1-0 Red Sox. 3 of the first 4 batters have walked off Catfish Hunter. Yankee infield still at double play depth. Fisk at the plate. 327 against right-handers for Carlton. Hey, struck him out, and that's exactly what he needed. 1 out in the top of the first, and now he's set up for that double play. Bernie Carbo, not a great double play man, but if Catfish gives him the right pitch, maybe so. It's Lynn at third, Rice at second, Yaz at first, and 1 man out. Hunter to the belt. The pitch to Bernie is grounded to Randolph. He goes to Dent for 1. The relay to Chambliss is not in time. Carbo beats the Rap at first. Lynn scores from second. And Rice makes it safely to third as Yaz is forced on the fielder's choice. So with 2 outs now, there's Red Sox at the corners. They have a 2-0 lead in the top of the first for George Scott. Rice is at third. Carbo at first, 2 men out, 2 men in. Hunter to the belt, the pitch. Lifted to left, but not deep. Roy White is going to make this play. And that retires the side in the first. Red Sox get 2 on 1 hit. They leave 2. But you know what? It could have been a whole lot worse. So we go to the bottom of the first, 2-0 Red Sox for Reggie Cleveland to take the mound. As I pause for liquid refreshment. Nothing alcoholic, of course. Please, please. All right. Rivers. 322 against righties, then White, then Munson against Reggie Cleveland. Reggie winds, and the pitch. Ground ball Doyle. Denny's going to throw to Scott, and there's 1 gone in the bottom of the first. Roy White steps in, 244 against righties. Pitch to Roy, hit in the air to center. Fred Lynn's got plenty of room. 2 gone in the first. And now Thurman Munson, excuse me, inhaling a little Billy Martin's vaping. 327 against right-handers on the 77 season. And he grounds it to Doyle, who's going to throw to Scott 1 more time, and it's a 1-2-3 first inning for Reggie Cleveland. The Yankees do not score after 1 complete. 2-0 Red Sox. Catfish coming back out. Butch Hobson, Denny Doyle, and then the top of the order with Burleson coming up in the Red Sox second. Pitch to Butch. It's a base hit in front of White. Drops in, and now Butch Hobson's aboard. Denny Doyle can do a lot of things for you. Let's see if Zimmer decides to put on a play of some kind. Hobson works on his lead. Catfish to the belt. Doyle is bunting. And it's gloved by Nettles, who throws to Randolph covering first for the out. The sacrifice is complete. Hobson moves up to second base with one man out for Burleson. Catfish to the belt, checks Hobson at second. The pitch to Rick is a base hit to right. It's a base hit to right. Here comes Hobson. Pinella's throw will go into second base. It's 3-0 Red Sox, and Billy Martin is looking not only for some alcohol from trainer Gene Monahan, but maybe the vape. Might be time for the vape. Usually Fowler keeps the vape, so we'll see how that works tonight. Lynn comes to the plate with Burleson on first, one man out. Pitch to Freddie. Hit in the air to center, toward left center. Rivers on the run, and he will get there for out number 2. And now Jim Rice with Burleson retreating to first base. Catfish to the belt. The pitch to Jim is hit, and it's center field. Rivers on the run. Track, wall. Rice has left the building. So has Elvis. It's 5-0 Boston. Gil Patterson is throwing in the Yankee bullpen, and this is going to do it for Catfish. A hanging breaking ball that Rice supplied all the power for is what did in Catfish in the top of the second. Gil Patterson is coming on in relief. 10 games, 6 starts, 1 save, 33 innings, a 1-2 record with a 5.40 ERA, and this series could not have started better from a Red Sox perspective. Yastrzemski comes to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on in the second. The pitch to Yaz. Ground ball, Bucky Dent. He throws to Chambliss, and that'll retire the Red Sox in the second, but 3 more runs on 3 hits. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 5-0 Red Sox, but it's early. And the Yankees just happen to have a little bit of firepower themselves. And it's going to be Jackson, Chambliss, and Nettles in the bottom of the second. Cleveland winds, and the pitch. Hobson gloves it. Adjusts the bone chips in his elbow and throws to George Scott for the out. 1 man gone in the second for the Yankees. Chambliss, 317 against right-handers. Pitch to Chris. Ground ball, Burleson. Scott receives his throw, and there's 2 gone in the second. And now Nettles, 258 for Greg against righties. And this is a hanger to right and deep. Carbo back to the track, to the wall. Nettles has left the building, and so has Elvis. It's 5-1 now, Boston. And that's what I'm talking about. The quick strike potential of both these teams. We might have a slugfest on our hands. Pinella coming to the plate, 276 on the season. Pitch to Lou. He lost him. He walked him. Cleveland might be rattled. Randolph coming up. Lou is at first with 2 down. Willie, 247 with a 323 on base average in 77. Cleveland to the belt. The pitch home. Loop to center. Here comes Lynn. He gets there. And that will retire the Yankees in the second. They get 1 back, however. On 1 hit, a long one from Nettles. We have played 2 in the Bronx. It's 2-0. It's 5-1 Red Sox. And Gil Patterson's coming back out. And you got to know this is killing Billy, but Ken Holtzman is warming up, not Billy Martin's favorite pitcher. Ken Holtzman warming up in the Yankee bullpen in case Patterson has a difficult third inning. Fisk is 0 for 1. He struck out in the first. The pitch from Patterson. He hits it to right, but not deep. Piniella is going to make the catch, and that's one gone in the Red Sox third inning. First time the Red Sox did not have their leadoff batter get on. Carbo is up. Drove in a run with a fielder's choice back in the first. Patterson winds, and the pitch. He walks him. With one on and one out, it's George Scott, the boomer, coming to the plate. 239 against righties, but oh, don't make a mistake. George is 0 for 1. This is a ground ball base hit left field. Between Dent and Nettles, Carbo will stop at second. Scott has a hit. And there's one man out. It's a double play situation for Hobson, who's coming up with a single and a run scored on his ledger tonight. Patterson to the belt, checks Carbo at second, checks Scott at first. The pitch home. Base hit, center field. Rivers playing shallow. Here he comes with the throw. Carbo will stop at third, and the Rivers throw hits the cutoff man. Bases dripping with Red Sox as Doyle comes to the plate. He has bunted tonight, and that's all he's accomplished. It was a good bunt. It was a heck of a bunt, but that's all he's done. Bases dripping, one man out, Doyle at the plate. Gonna be tough to double. Yankee infield moves in. Billy Martin wants no further runs to score. Patterson to the belt. The pitch. Ground ball, Dent. He fires to Munson at home, and they get Carbo on the force. No return throw. Doyle beats the rap at first, and so the bases remain loaded, but now with two outs for Burleson. No runs in yet for the Red Sox in this inning. 5-1 Boston. An extra base hit would be huge. Burleson in there, Patterson to the belt. Looks at Scott at third base and pitches. And he walked in a run. It's 6-1 Boston as Burleson takes ball 4. Scott strolls home. Hobson goes to third. Doyle goes to second. And Burleson takes his place at first base. It's 6-1 Boston with 2 outs in the third. Holtzman has got to be ready by now in the bullpen. Here comes Billy Martin. It's got to be killing him, but he's going to Holtzman to try and stop the bloodbath in the top of the third. That's it for Patterson. Holtzman, 2-3 with a .578 earned run average in 11 starts and 7 relief appearances. In 1977, he pitched 71 innings. He's in there now against Fred Lynn. The bases are dripping with Red Sox. Holtzman to the belt. The pitch to Lynn is hit to Nettles. Greg's going to take it to third himself, and Holtzman gets them out of the inning, but not before the Red Sox score another run on 2 hits. They leave 3. And after 2.5, it's 6-1 Boston. But you get the feeling they could have done more. And you let these Yankees hang around. I don't know. Dent coming up, then Rivers, then White for New York. is 6-1 in the bottom of the third. Pitch to Bucky Dent. Ground ball Doyle. He throws to Scott, and there's one man out. Cleveland got his ground ball working. Some said Reggie loaded one up on occasion. That would be a violation of the rules, and so I would not assume that he would engage in that kind of behavior. Mickey Rivers is 0 for 1. Cleveland winds, and this is hit to Hobson, and it's by Butch. It's going to get down into the corner. Yastrzemski's got to go get it. Rivers helps himself to a double with one out in the bottom of the third. White coming up. Cleveland to the belt. Checks Mickey at second. The pitch to Roy. Hit to right and deep. Carbo back toward the wall. Gonna be out of here. And it's a 2-run shot for Roy White. 6-3 Boston now. And Elvis has once more left the building. So is Roy White. But he's got to come back and play left field. 6-3, bottom of 3. Reggie Cleveland not fooling anybody. He's given up dongs to Nettles and White. Munson coming up with one out in the bottom of the third. Cleveland winds, and the pitch to Thurman. Ground ball Doyle. Throws to Scott. And there's 2 gone, and now Reggie. 0 for 1 for Reggie on the day. Hit to center. Lynn is driven back, but he will have room, and that will retire the Yankees in the third. But they get 2 on 2 hits, and they leave none. They're hanging around. After 3, it's 6-3 Boston. Holtzman coming back out, and this is the nightmare scenario for Billy Martin, as he's got all of the vaping supplies spread out in front of him. Fowler trying to get him some air in the Yankee dugout. Holtzman on the mound, Rice at the plate. Ken winds and pitches to Rice. Okay, try that again. Base hit, left field, Jim Rice. He gets a single, and now Yaz will be up. Yaz is 0 for 1 with a walk that drove in a run off of Hunter in the first. Hey, strikes out Yaz, so Holtzman needs a pitch and makes a pitch. With Rice still at first, it's Fisk. 0 for 2 for Carlton on the evening. The pitch to him. Hey, struck him out. The soft stuff is working against those Red Sox muscle men. And now Carbo, 0 for 1 with a walk. Notoriously bad against left-handed pitching. This is grounded to third. Gloved by Nettles. He's going to go to Randolph covering second to retire the Red Sox. And that was the easiest inning they've had so far. Billy Martin just coughing in the dugout, trying to get over the vape. Fowler getting him air. They're turning on a fan now. And we're going to the bottom of the fourth. For the Yankees, down only by 3, as badly as it's gone. They're only down 3 so far. Chambliss, Nettles, and Piniella in the bottom of the fourth against Reggie Cleveland. Reggie winds. Chris is 0 for 1. The pitch is hit to Lynn. Freddie's going to make that catch, and there's one gone in the fourth. Nettles coming up. Hit a dong in the second. First Yankee run. The pitch to him is a hanger, and it's hit to center. Lynn on the run. Track. Wall. Gone. Nettles with his second of the game. He's left the building. So has Elvis. It's 6-4 Red Sox. You let the world champs hang around, and this is what you get. Zimmer's on the bullpen phone. Now he's looking for his vaping supplies. And I'm sure Bill Lee can help him with that. Speaking of which, Bill Lee is warming up in the Red Sox bullpen. Lou Piniella's up. Lou walked in the second. Cleveland winds and pitches. Ground ball, Burleson. He gloves it and throws to Scott for the second out in the bottom of the fourth. And now Willie Randolph. 0 for 1 for Willie. Pitch from Cleveland. Hit to right center. This is going to split Carbo and Rice and get all the way to the wall. Willie Randolph has himself a sliding triple with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. That brings Bucky Dent to the plate as the tying run. Bill Lee pitching a little more quickly in that Red Sox bullpen. It's 6-4 Boston at the moment. Cleveland to the belt. Checks Randolph at third. The pitch home to Bucky Dent. Ground ball Burleson. He throws to Scott, and that retires the Yankees in the fourth. But the Yankees score 1 on 2 hits. We've played 4 innings, and it's 6-4 Boston in the Bronx. Holtzman coming back out. He's throwing slower than your grandma before she had her rotator cuff surgery. But he's getting people out. Scott coming to the plate, 1 for 2 with a run scored for the Boomer. On the day, Holtzman winds, and the pitch. Hit to right, Piniella coming on. There's 1 gone in the fifth. Hobson coming up. Butch is 2 for 2 with a run scored. Holtzman winds, and the pitch to him. Ground ball, Bucky Dent. He throws to Chambliss for 2 outs. And now Denny Doyle, who's almost as bad against lefties as Carbo is. Denny's 0 for 1 with a bunt on the day. Holtzman winds, and the pitch. Popped him up. Dent on the infield dirt. Holtzman with 2 1/3 shutout innings. Retires the Red Sox in the top of the fifth. We're halfway home, but we haven't decided very much. It's 6-4 Boston. Going to the bottom of the fifth. Lee is back up warming. Rivers, excuse me, the vape is unbelievable. Coming from both dugouts, wafting up to the press box. Rivers, then White, then Munson. Mickey is 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Cleveland winds, and there's a hit for Mickey. There's a hit for Mickey Rivers. He's aboard with a single. White steps in. Roy, 2-run bomb in the third. 1 for 2. Cleveland to the belt. Checks Rivers. Hit to Lynn. It drops. Rivers is going to go to the third. White has his second hit. Munson is coming up. Red Sox infield plays at double play depth. Thurman's 0 for 2. You got to believe this is it. Zimmer's had enough. He's coming to get him. It's going to be Bill Lee. And that's it for Reggie Cleveland, who's had a pretty brutal night, staked to a 5-0 and then a 6-1 lead and couldn't hold it. Lee is on, 27 games, 16 starts, 4 complete, 1 save, 128 innings, 9-5 record with a 443 earned run average. He's on to face Munson and then Jackson and then maybe Chambliss, unless he gets a twin killing. So Rivers is at third, White is at first, Munson's at the plate, the infield's at double play depth. The Red Sox lead by 2, 6-4. Lee to the belt, the pitch home to Thurman. It's a base hit. It's a base hit to right, charged by Carbo. He's got a big arm, and White stops at second. 6-5 Boston, with Reggie coming to the plate. Nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. Are they going to blow this lead? They're 1 run away from doing it. Lee to the belt. Reggie's 0 for 2. The pitch to Reggie. Popped him up. Butch Hobson on the infield grass. Calls and takes it for out number 1 in the bottom of the 5th. Chambliss is 0 for 2. A double play target if Lee can get him to hit it on the ground. The pitch. Hit to Burleson. Okay. Rick goes to Doyle for 1. Relay to Scott, not in time. So they got a 6-4 fielder's choice on Munson. As White, the tying run, goes to third. So Yankees at first and third with 2 outs now, and Nettles coming to the plate. He's bombed twice in 2 at-bats, solo jobs in the 2nd and the 4th. He does it again. The Yankees will lead. Lee to the belt. White is checked at third. Chambliss checked at first. The pitch home. It's a hanger. Nettles, right field, and deep. Carbo back. It's gone. Yankee fans going nuts in the Bronx. It's a 3-run dong for Greg Nettles. He's hit 3 on the day. It's the Greg Nettles show all of a sudden. And it's 8-6 New York. They've climbed all the way back from a 5-0 and then a 6-1 deficit to take the lead in the bottom of the 5th. The Yankee fans are going crazy. Bill Lee gives up the dong to the left-handed batting Nettles. Piniella comes up with 2 outs and nobody aboard. 8-6 New York. Lee to the belt. Hit to left. Yaz is there, and that will retire the side. Is the soul crushed from the Boston Red Sox? We're going to find out. That will do it in the bottom of the 5th. Yankees score 4 on 4 hits. They leave none. And after 5, it's 8-6 Yankees. We'll have a new pitcher. New pitcher will be Ken Clay. Who has some scary numbers on the season. 2-3, a 437 earned run average. 21 games, 3 starts, 1 save, 55 innings pitched. But he's done a good job in the mini season, in the dream season for the Yankees. So we'll see if he can hold the fort to get to Tidrow and Lyle. Burleson, Lynn, and Rice in the top of the 6 as the Red Sox try and regain some dignity. Clay winds and the pitch. Hit to center. It's a looper, but Rivers is going to get there, and that's one gone. The last 7 Red Sox in a row have been retired by Yankee pitching. Now it's Lynn. Fred 1 for 3 with a run scored. Pitch to him. Ground ball Dent. Throws to Chambliss. 2 gone. And now Rice. 2 for 2 with a walk for Jim. A home run on his record. The pitch. Ground ball Randolph. It'll be 9 in a row once Randolph throws to Chambliss. He does, and that retires the Red Sox in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 8-6 Yankees. And they've got Randolph, Dent, and Rivers coming up to face Lee. And Zimmer has Mike Paxton warming up in the bullpen. Randolph 1 for 2 with a triple. Pitch from Lee. Ground ball Hobson. He gloves it and throws to Scott. There's 1 down. Bucky Dent 0 for 2. Lee winds. Pitches. Hit to center. Not deep. Lynn's going to make this catch. That's 2 gone. And now Rivers. Mickey 2 for 3. A double. 2 runs scored. Lee winds and throws. Comebacker, gloved by the spaceman. He flips to Scott, and that will retire the Yankees in the 6th. Both teams catch their breath with 1, 2, 3, 6 innings. We got 9 outs left for each team, and you can bet this is going to be a slugfest to the end. Clay back out to face Yaz, Fisk, and Carbo. Zimmer exhorting his team, come on, don't get me fired. Come on, don't get me fired. Yaz is 0 for 2 with a walk and a whiff and a ribby on his day. Clay winds and the pitch. Base hit Yaz into center field. Breaks the string of 9 retired in a row by Yankee pitching and brings the tying run to the plate in Fisk. 0 for 3 for Carlton, a pair of strikeouts. Tidrow starts to throw in the Yankee bullpen. Clay to the belt. Checks Yaz at first. The pitch. He walks Fisk. 2 on in the top of the 7th with nobody out for Carbo. And the Yankees don't have a left-hander available. Sparky Lyle is the last one in there, and he is not warming up. Carbo is 0 for 2. Run scored, a ribby and a walk for Bernie. Yaz is at second. Fisk is at first. There's nobody out. Clay to the belt. The pitch home. Ground ball Randolph. To Dent for 1, to Chambliss for 2. It's a soul-crushing, rally-killing double play off the bat of Bernie Carbo. And with 2 outs, and now Yaz on third, Scott comes to the plate, but he is still the tying run, if he can get a hold of one. George is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Clay to the belt, the pitch to the boomer. It's a base hit to center field. He drives in the Red Sox 7th run. They're only down by 1 now. Eight, 7 Yankees with Hobson coming up. Billy Martin on the top step of the dugout. He's looking for his flask. Hobson's 2 for 3 with a run scored. Clay to the belt. Checks Scott at first. The pitch to Butch is a base hit. Right field. He goes the other way. Boomer's off on contact. There's no way they're stopping him a second. He goes all the way to third as Pinella's throw comes into second. Red Sox have the tying run at third with 2 men out. Red Sox men at the corners. Scott at third. Hobson at first. And now Doyle. And here comes Billy Martin. He can't watch anymore. So he's calling for Tidrow. He's calling for Tidrow in the top of the 7th, and Sparky Lyle gets up in the Yankee bullpen. They're burning through the bullpens in game 1 of the series. Tidrow on the 77 season is 11-4 with a .316 earned run average. 49 games, 7 starts, 5 saves, 151 innings. And they're running out of bodies down there, so he's got to get it done. There's 2 outs in the top of the 7th. It's 8-7 Yankees, but Scott is 90 feet away, and he's the tying run. Hobson is at first base. He's the lead run. Doyle is 0 for 2 with a bunt. Tidrow to the belt. The pitch to Doyle. It's a base hit. We've got a tie game. Goes to left field. It falls in front of White, who's got your grandma's bat arm for his throwing arm, and Hobson will go all the way to third. 8-8 in the top of the 7th. Tidrow does not stop the bleeding. It's first and third again now for the Red Sox. With 2 outs, it's Burleson. Lyle isn't ready. Martin is vaping. Burleson at the plate. Tidrow to the belt. Checks Hobson at third. Doyle at first. The pitch home. This is hit to Pinella. And Lou doesn't get there. It's a base hit for Burleson. It falls in front of Pinella in short right field. Hobson scores from third. Doyle stops at second. It's 9-8 Red Sox. They've come all the way back. Sluggers left and right in this one. 9-8 Red Sox. Tidrow comes in and allows 2 hits. Performs an act of arson for which the New York's finest will gladly escort him to the pokey after the ballgame. But first he has to deal with Fred Lynn. Lynn has Doyle on second, Burleson on first, 1 for 4, and he loves right-handed pitching. Tidrow to the belt. The pitch home to Fred. Is hit high and deep to right center field. It's going to be off the wall. Doyle scores. Burleson comes all the way around from first base to score. Rivers finally gets the ball back in. Lynn's got himself a double. And the Red Sox have hung up a 5 spot in the top of the 7th. It's 11-8 Red Sox, and Tidrow still hasn't gotten anybody out. Rice coming to the plate. Lynn is on second. 11-8 Red Sox. Now you've got an ugly choice. You got Rice with first base open, or Yaz if you walk Rice. So they're going after Rice because I refuse to walk anybody to get to Yaz. So Tidrow to the belt, checks Lynn at second. The pitch home Hit to left. This is going to drive White back. Way back. Track. He's got it, and that retires the Red Sox in the 7th. It's time to stretch them out in the Bronx. It's 11-8 Red Sox. Check your pacemakers. Bill Lee coming back out. He will get White, Munson, and Jackson. In the bottom of the Yankees 7th. And Bill Campbell is starting to throw in the Red Sox bullpen. Don Zimmer not messing around. He wants this game. Well, he's got to have this game. So, White stands in. Red Sox 11. Yankees 8, bottom of the 7th. White is 2 for 3. He has homered in this game. The pitch to him. Base hit, Roy White. Unbelievable. It's like batting practice. White's 3rd hit of the game brings Munson up. Thurman, 1 for 3, drove in a run in the 5th. Lee to the belt. Checks White at first. The pitch to Thurman is a base hit. Blooped into right. White is going to stop at second so Reggie can come up with as the tying run. Jackson is 0 for 3. If he goes deep, we're tied at 11. Lee to the belt. The pitch to Reggie. Hey, struck him out. Reggie's on an 0 for 4, and he's not happy as he struts back to the dugout. Chambliss coming up. Double play target if Lee can get him to hit it on the ground. 0 for 3 with a run scored for Chris. Lee to the belt. The pitch. It's a hanger. Left field. Deep. Yes, to the wall. We're tied at 11. Chambliss has left the building by going oppo on Bill Lee. Unbelievable. And now it's Nettles, who's got 3 dongs on the evening. It's 11-11 in the Bronx. We've played 7 and decided nothing. Nettles up for the 4th time. If he goes deep, they're going to have to call the fire department. They're going to burn the city down. Lee is standing on the mound, just taking it all in. Zimmer has seen enough. That's going to be it for Lee. He's going to Campbell. Even though he's losing the platoon advantage, he can't watch Lee get taken deep one more time. It's 11-11 in the bottom of the 7th. Here's Campbell. 69 games, 31 saves, 140 innings, 13-9 record with a .296 earned run average. And at the end of the season, Campbell's right arm, was 8 inches longer than his left. He's in there now with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th to try and stop the carnage as the Yankees have tied it again, 11-11. Nettles at the plate with 3 home runs on the night. Campbell winds and the pitch. Hey, strikes out Nettles. 2 gone in the bottom of the 7th, and it's Piniella. Lou is 0 for 2 with a walk. Campbell winds the pitch. Hit to center, but not deep. Lynn's got it in his tracks. Holy cow, we've played 7 and decided nothing. It's 11-11 in the Bronx. And there's 2 more games of this series to go. Tidrow coming back out. Excuse me. I don't know what Billy Martin's smoking now, but yikes. Yastrzemski, Fisk, and Carbo coming up in the 8th for Boston. Sparky looks ready in the bullpen. Tidrow winds and the pitch. Hey, strikes out Yaz. There's one man gone in the 8th. Fisk coming up. Carlton 0 for 3 with a walk. Tidrow winds the pitch. Base hit right up the middle. A line drive in front of Rivers. Fisk is aboard with a single. With one out, it's Carbo. Bernie 0 for 3. Tidrow to the belt, checks Fisk. The pitch home. Hey, strikes out Carbo, second out of the 8th. Fisk still at first. And now it's the boomer. Scott is 2 for 4. 2 runs scored and an RBI. If he goes deep again, Billy Martin may take out Dick Tidrow. Tidrow to the belt, checks Fisk at first. The pitch. Hit to center. Mickey Rivers in his tracks. That's the 3rd out in the top of the 8th. Tidrow does the job. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Campbell coming back out. 1 run is going to be big. Randolph, Dent, and Rivers. For the Bronx Bombers, Randolph is 1 for 3. Campbell winds. The pitch to Randolph popped him up. Butch Hobson, infield dirt, just in fair territory. 1 gone. Dent is due. The bench is a little thin in 77. I gotta tell you, it's not. 78, it was better, but the pitching was worse. Yeah, they're gonna let Dent bat. I heard he hit a home run in Boston once. Sorry, Al. Pitched from Campbell. Hey, struck him out. 2 gone in the 8th. And now it's Rivers with nobody aboard. Campbell winds and the pitch. Ground ball, Scott. He's going to glove it and flip to Campbell, and that retires the Yankees in the 8th. Now we're going to the 9th. Red Sox 11, Yankees 11. Tidrow back out. Lyle is ready. Hobson, Doyle, and then Burleson coming up for Boston. We might be looking at extra innings. Hobson's 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Tidrow winds and the pitch. Hit toward Chambliss. He gloves it and will take it himself, as he always did. 1 gone in the 9th. Now it's Doyle. Denny 1 for 3. Oh, they got some options here, and they're going to use one. Zimmer's calling Doyle back. He can't bear to watch that. And so it's going to be one of my all-time favorites, Dwight Evans, coming to bat for Doyle in the 9th. Evans had an injury-plagued 1977. Burleson's on deck. He had 305 against right-handers with good power, though. If Tidrow hangs one, we're going to have a Red Sox lead. Tidrow winds the pitch home. Ground ball, Dent from the hole. Makes the throw. Got him by a step at first. 2 down in the Red Sox ninth. Now it's Burleson. Tidrow winds the pitch. Ground ball, Randolph. He throws to Chambliss. That retires Boston in the ninth. We go to the bottom of the ninth. We are knotted at 11. Campbell coming back out. It's White, Munson, and Jackson. And Munson and Jackson are a combined 2 for 8. Roy White isn't, though. He's 3 for 4, 3 runs scored with a 2-run dong back in this third. If he goes deep again, the Yankees win. Any old kind of a run will do it for the Bronx Bombers. Campbell winds the pitch. Hit to left, but not deep. Yastrzemski coming on. There's 1 gone. 7 in a row retired for Campbell. Munson coming to the plate. I'm sorry, 6 in a row retired for Campbell. I've lost the ability to count. Here comes Thurman. Campbell winds. Hey, struck him out. 2 gone. And now Reggie comes up with 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the ninth. The score tied at 11. Campbell winds the pitch to Reggie. Hey, struck him out. That's 3, and we're going extra innings in game 1 of a major series. We're tied at 11 going to the 10th. Tidrow is done. It's going to be Sparky Lyle. Sparky Lyle was probably the American League's best relief pitcher in 1977. 13-5 with a .217 earned run average, 72 games, 26 saves, 137 innings, and he won the Cy. But other than that, he didn't do much. So he's out there and will face Lynn, Rice, and Yastrzemski in the top of the 10th. Bob Stanley, the steamer, is throwing in the Red Sox bullpen. Fred Lynn, 2 for 4, runs scored, 2-run double. Lyle winds and pitches, and ground ball Randolph. He's going to throw to Chambliss. 1 gone in the Red Sox 10th. Jim Rice, 2 for 4, 2-run homer in the second. Sparky winds, and it's a base hit to center field for Rice. He's aboard. That'll bring up Yaz. Nobody left in the Yankee bullpen. Elston Howard's just sitting down there twiddling his thumbs. Yastrzemski, 1 for 4. Lyle to the belt, checks Rice. The pitch to Yaz. Hit to center, toward left center. Rivers on the run. He will make the catch. That'll send Rice back to first with 2 outs, and now it's Fisk. Carlton 1 for 4 with a walk on the day. Lyle to the belt, checks Rice. The pitch to Carlton, Fisk. Hit to center. This will drive Rivers back, but with all that room, he's got it. And there's nothing across for the Red Sox in the top of the 10th. Lyle does his job. In the bottom of the 10th, for the Red Sox, it's going to be Chambliss, Nettles, and Piniella. For the Yankees, sorry. It'll be Chambliss, Nettles, and Piniella against the Steamer. 41 games, 13 starts, 3 complete, 3 saves, 151 innings pitched, 8-7 with a .399 earned run average. The Steamer did it all in 77. We're tied at 11 in the bottom of the 10th. Any old kind of a run wins it for New York. Stanley winds, and the pitch to Chambliss is a base hit to left field. He goes the other way on the steamer. Base hit for Chambliss. Now it's Nettles, who's hit 3 dongs, so I wouldn't expect him to bunt. Stanley to the belt. The pitch to Greg. Hit to left. Yaz on the run toward the line. Makes the catch. Chambliss retreats to first base. There's 1 man out. Now it's Piniella. Double play target if the steamer can get him to hit it on the ground. Stanley to the belt. The pitch to Piniella. This is a ground ball to Dillard. The new second baseman is Steve Dillard. He flips to Burleson for 1, and that's all they're getting. As Chambliss with the takeout slide. And Piniella beats the Rap at first base. Now it's Randolph with 2 outs and Piniella at first. Willie is 1 for 4. Stanley to the belt. The pitch. Ground ball Burleson. He's going to go the short way to Dillard, and we're going to the 11th inning. 11-11 in the 11th. Yikes. For Boston against Sparky Lyle out for his second inning of work. Carbo, Scott, and Hobson are due. But is Bernie going to bat? That's the question on America's mind. And the answer, no, he's not. Well, now that I'm looking at the bench, yes, he is. They got nothing better. Boy, oh boy. Was Dick O'Connell still the Red Sox GM in '77? That cupboard's pretty bare, Dick. 0 for 4 for Bernie. A walk, a whiff, a soul-crushing, rally-killing double play, and an RBI. Sparky winds, and the pitch to Bernie is a comebacker, gloved by Lyle. He's going to throw to Chambliss, and there's 1 man gone in the 11th. George Scott, 362 against left-handers. He's been waiting for this moment all day. 2 for 5 for the Boomer. Lyle winds, and the pitch, and it's a base hit to center field. Scott's aboard. Hobson coming up. Lyle to the belt, checks Scott at first. The pitch home. Ground ball. Randolph goes to Dent for 1, and Bucky just got knocked into next week by George Scott. Bucky Dent is wondering what county he's in, and George Scott is out at second base. Butch Hobson beats the Rap at first. With 2 outs, there's a man on first base for the Red Sox. Dillard is up. Steve hit 260 versus lefties. Lyle to the belt. The pitch. Ground ball Dent, who's recovered, and he's back in the county. He flips to Randolph covering second, and that will retire the Red Sox in the top of the 11th. We go to the bottom of the 11th. The steamer's coming back out. And it's going to be Dent, Rivers, and White scheduled. But Billy Martin, who did not want Bucky Dent on his ball club, is not letting him bat one more time. Cliff Johnson is going to bat for Dent against the steamer. And if the steamer hangs one, Cliff Johnson's going to hit it to Cooperstown. Dent ends the day 0 for 4. Stanley winds and the pitch to Johnson. Hit to right, not deep. Carbo calling for it and taking it for out number 1. Rivers now up. Mickey 2 for 5. This is hit to Burleson. Rick fires to Scott for 2 outs. And now White. Roy 3 for 5 with a 2-run dong on his ledger. Hay strikes him out, and we go to the 12th. The Steamer does the job in the 10th and the 11th. And now he's hoping those Red Sox bats will wake up against Lyle. This is Sparky's 3rd inning of work. It's the top of the Red Sox order, Burleson, Lynn, and Rice, to face the Yankee closer. Rick, 2 for 4 with a pair of walks. Ground ball Randolph. He's going to throw to Chambliss for out number 1. Lynn. Freddie, 2 for 6. Lyle winds and the pitch and a base hit center field for Lynn. He's aboard. That's the lead run. Now it's Rice. 3 for 5 for Jim with a walk and a 2-run bomb. Lyle to the belt, checks. Lynn at first. This is hit to Nettles. Greg dives, gets up, throws to Randolph covering, and that's all they're going to get. So now there's 2 outs. Fred Stanley is the new Yankee shortstop. And with 2 outs, it's Yaz to face Lyle. Rice at first, Yaz at the plate. Lyle to the belt. The pitch, it's a hanger. Hit deep. Center field, it's going to get over Rivers' head. It one-hops the wall. Rice on his horse. The relay to Stanley. Stanley home to Munson. It's not in time. Rice scores sliding on a double by Yastrzemski. That one more biscuit for breakfast, and that would have been out of here. It's 12-11 Red Sox. 12-11 Red Sox in the top of the 12th. Now it's Fisk. 1 for 5 for Carlton. Yastrzemski on second, 2 men out. They're going to walk him. Carbo's on deck. First base is open. Now let's see if Bernie can make him pay, or is Zimmer going to go to his bench? Kids, I'm going to do something I don't recommend. I do not recommend this kind of activity. But I'm going to use Bob Montgomery as a pinch hitter in the top of the 12th. This is more of a do as I say, not as I do kind of a thing. I think you know where I'm coming from on this one. Bob Montgomery is going to pinch hit for Carbo. Yaz is on second. Fisk is on first. There's 2 men out. And if Monty comes through, most of New England will have a heart attack. Lyle to the belt. The pitch home to Monty is hit toward Randolph. Willie goes the short way to Stanley, and the predictable has happened. Bob Montgomery does not come through. So that retires the Red Sox in the top of the 12th, but they score 1 on 2 hits on a long double by Carl Yastrzemski, plating Jim Rice. Bob Montgomery will not go into the field. I'm not going to subject anyone to that kind of a maneuver. Rick Miller will be the new right fielder. And the Steamer is back out to finish this off if he can. But to do that, he's got to get through the meat of the Yankee order. Munson, Jackson, Chambliss. If anybody gets on, Nettles, who's already gone deep 3 times. Yankee fans waiting to explode. It's the bottom of the 12th. It's a huge game. Here we go. Thurman Munson, 2 for 5. Stanley winds and pitches. Ground ball, Burleson. Rick's got it. He fires to Scott, and there's 1 man out. Now it's Reggie Jackson. Reggie, 0 for 5 with a pair of strikeouts. Stanley winds the pitch. Hit to left. Yaz on his horse on the track makes the catch. There's 2 gone, and now it's Chambliss. Red Sox fans imploring the Steamer not to lose his concentration. Chambliss is 2 for 5 with a dong of his own. Stanley winds the pitch, hit toward Burleson. He throws to Scott, and the Red Sox win Game 1, 12-11. I said 12-11 in the Bronx. I need to take off my socks and shoes to do the line score for the victorious 1977 Boston Red Sox. "12 runs on 18 hits, and they committed no errors, unbelievably. And for the New York Yankees, 11 runs on 13 hits, and they committed no errors. Winning pitcher is Bob Stanley. Losing pitcher, Sparky Lyle. Team records, 7-6 for the Red Sox, 7-6 for the Yankees. We've completed 13 games. These 2 teams each have 5 games left, 2 against each other. And they're tied at 7-6 in the standings. Red Sox had to have the game, and they got it. I'm exhausted. I hope you had fun with this one. I know I did. Final score, 77 Red Sox 12, 77 Yankees 11. I think there's an excellent chance you'll see these guys play their 14th game later this week. Thanks for joining me. My name's Kurt Berglund. We got to pull together, people. Hope you have a good night. So long, everybody.